Hi, it's future me speaking from the editing room, and to apologize for the sound in the following video. I had turned on the microphone, but I didn't plug it into the camera, so all we have is the crappy microphone attached to the camera. But stay, not for the technology, but for the glorious books I will be talking about. Bye.
Hi Booktube, it's Nadine, and welcome back to Widely Reading. When I started this channel 10 videos ago, I was hoping to be able to do one video a week, and it looks like that's going to be pretty hard, but I still want to stick with it. I'm going to try and do at least one a month and hope for the best. I mean, Booktube is wonderful, but it seems like it can take over your life. And unfortunately, the wedge that I can fit it into is kind of bumping up against my reading time, and I've really got to read a little more, and maybe Booktube a little less. And so many great channels, but again, you know, that can take up a lot of time. It's wonderful time, but it's time that's hard to find. So what I am going to do is I'm going to talk about the books that I'm currently reading. And I'm going to talk about my latest few book hauls, because they're sitting on this dog crate and I'm getting sick of looking at them up there. They need to be put away. So let me start with what I'm currently reading. And one is The Wayfinder by Adam Johnson. And as far as I know, he's written one other book, which was, I think it was a Pulitzer Prize winner, The Orphan Master's Son. And I have it, and it's about communist North Korea. And so I haven't really been able to bring myself to get interested in that topic. So I was really glad when a second book came out. And this one is set in a historical Polynesia. I'm not sure exactly when, but it is all around Polynesia, Tonga, and the many islands around it. And it's wonderful. And it is not only wonderful to read, but when I take off the dust jacket, the book itself, it's so great. And I always read it without the dust jacket because it feels so good. It's just full of sparkly stars, which makes a lot of sense, because it's really about the early navigators who traveled vast distances in canoes just by navigating from the stars. So that is one. The other one I'm in a Buddhist book group, and this is Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a very beloved Vietnamese Buddhist monk who died a few years ago. And it's his kind of summary of the main tenets of Buddhism, but told in his own wonderful way. He's really one of the primary monks who brought Buddhist ideas, Buddhist philosophy to the West, and with a special emphasis on love and compassion. And that is how he writes, that's how he lived. And if you're at all interested in finding out more about Buddhism written towards a Western audience, you couldn't do better than this. And I know Thich Nhat Hanh took a lot of crap from more academically minded or Buddhist or more religiously minded Buddhist leaders, but has created a sort of a secular version of Buddhism that would do us all good to learn about. And the other thing, I am listening to Volume 2 of the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, and this is a book. They're little tiny short books. So and I listen to them on audio, and they're all maybe 4-ish hours long, and they are really charming, set in the kind of late Victorian era. And I think if Jane Austen read them, she would love them. So I'm guessing you might too if you like her. All right, so that is it for what I'm reading now. And now on to the haul. Okay, so let me grab them a bunch at a time, I guess, and see if I remember why I got them. So the first one, Mavis Gallant, she is a mid 20th century British writer, and she is well known for her short stories, but all I've read of her is a fantastic novel called A Fairly Good Time. And it was so great, so amusing, so wonderful, so I think I have a lot to look forward to in her short stories. Also, by the way, this huge pile, I would say that 90% of it were $1 at library book sales. So big pile, but not big money being spent. Although I did buy, I did buy the sparkly one new, so that was a big deal for me. Next, there's The Blue Flower by Penelope Fitzgerald. This is one that I have been hauling and unhauling and hauling and unhauling for a long time, but this time I'm going to stick with it. It's set in the 18th century, which is one of my favorite historical periods, and it's about the poet Novalis. So that's that. The next one, Barbara Pym, one I've never heard of, but Barbara Pym, got to read all the Barbara Pyms. She is the 20th century version of Jane Austen. Next, 3 Days in June by Ann Tyler. So I think I've read a long time ago, I read one of her books, I'm not even remembering the title anymore, but I know everyone is very enthused about this one, and while I think, I'm not sure she's for me, it's $1. She's well worth $1 to try, and I have a feeling I'll probably really like it. Okay, the next one, The Topeka School by Ben Lerner, and he had an earlier book called Leaving Atocha Station, and I think I hauled that around for decades without ever reading it, and I finally put me and Ben both out of our misery by unhauling it, bringing it to the library for a book sale. But lately, a couple of the writers that I've just discovered that I really like, I'll talk about him as their teacher. And so I'm going to give him another try and then hopefully go back to his other stuff too. Poor Dear. Poor Dear, what a wonderful story. So I've been in a Goodreads group for years and years and years and years. And Claire actually was in it too, although we don't often use our names, we just whatever, how Goodreads is, whatever name you want to give yourself. And so she just had Lark as her name. And but she said that she in the course of the years, she had mentioned in the group that a long time ago she had written a book and she wasn't very happy with it, and that she doesn't want to think about it anymore. But she was thinking about, dipping her hand in again into writing. And so she started by writing a self-published Amazon book called The Book of Dog, just to see how it felt, and she didn't charge anything for it. It was free. And it was a lovely read. We all read it, and I think it got a lot of people looking at it, but maybe more now, because since then she wrote another book, which is not this one. Her first book, I have not remembered what the name of her first book is. I can't believe that. She's my friend. It'll come to me eventually. But her first book was absolutely Chouette. It is Chouette, and I have it, and it was a wonderful book published by a major publisher. She was just really shocked that this has all fallen into her lap. But she wrote Chouette, and then she wrote Poor Dear, and then she has just recently published Evil Genius. And Poor Dear, the only reason I've held off on reading this one is I think it's kind of sad, and I've never quite been ready for sad in a while, but I am going for this one because sad will go along with lovely, and who knows, it may not be that sad. All right. Next is Nervous Conditions by Tsitsi Dangarembga. I have to look at it. Tsitsi Dangarembga. Apologies Cece and her family. So, heard a lot about this one, heard it's really good, want to do more widely reading from the African continent. Next, Shirley Jackson, Haunting of Hill House. No, I haven't read it yet. Of course I have to get it. This one is a collection by Anne and Jeff Vandermeer, and I do love Vandermeer, and it's called The New Weird, and it is short stories. Again, $1. What's the new weird? I'm not quite sure, but if Jeff Vandermeer collected it, then I'm interested. Okay, we got, get over here. Pardon me, talk amongst yourselves. All right, saved. Okay, next is The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. And I don't think I've read any Anne Bronte. I've done the other Brontes, Emily and Charlotte. And it's time for Anne to take a seat. All right. An Unnecessary Woman by Rabi Alameddine. And I read his latest book, Raja the Gullible and His Mother, the Tale of Raja. Well, anyway, I'm sure you've heard of it. Everyone's heard of it. And it was so wonderful. His voice is so fantastic. And I've heard so many people say that this is one of the ones that he's written that they love the most. But I'm going to read them all. But $1. My God. Okay. This one I got, City of Bohane by Kevin Barry. And I got this because Kevin Barry is such a fantastic author. A Night Boat to Tangier, Heart and Winter. I mean, they were just out of the park hits for me. So definitely Kevin Barry. Last one is Fane by Anne-Marie MacDonald. And subject-wise, what I know about it is that it is I think it's set in the 19th century, and it is one of those big, juicy historical novels with gender issues somehow involved. And I had never heard of this. I found out about this from Nicole at her channel, Noteworthy Fiction. And she is such a brave reader. She'll just see a book and go, that looks good, and she'll get it, she'll buy it, she'll read it, never having heard a thing about it. And so I, on the other hand, am always so, I don't know if it's cheap now that they're dollar books, but deciding whether to read a book or not is about as serious to me as deciding whether to get married. I mean, I do that much investigation, more actually than marriage, although I am happily married, I'll say. But her finding this and loving it is good enough for me. So, oh, and you know what? I have 2 books. I can think about them, but I have found a new love for children's fiction, not YA, but middle grades, and then the early reader books too. And I have fallen absolutely in love with the author Mo Willems and Geraldine Piggy. And so I got this one, this was my full price purchase, for my little niece. And I love to read it with her, and we both just crack up and laugh. And Mo Willems is he is just so funny. He's so charming. He knows how to talk to kids and adults at the same time and make us all laugh about the same things. So Mo Willems, love him. The pigeon books are good too, especially Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus! Exclamation point. And lastly, I found this in a little free library. Another Mo Willems, Geraldine Piggy, I Will Take a Nap. And again, little free library. I was amazed that it was in there. And then after I got it home for a while, I looked and I saw that that some happy little reader put little stickers, little Batman stickers on their heads. But you know, that's okay. But then I got to a certain page, and somebody really got all excited with the pinking shears. But, you know, I think me and my little niece, I think we can appreciate it. So, Mo Willems. So that's it for me. I don't think I have anything else to say other than to say I'm really giving it the old college try to post like maybe every 2 weeks, and see what happens. No matter what happens, I have a feeling this crate, which I would so love to get rid of, is gonna be by my side, because once they're not puppies anymore, the dogs still love this crate, and the last biggie we have wouldn't fit in any other size. So me and my crate, hopefully we'll see you pretty soon, and let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you've read any of these books, any opinions on them. Let me know what you've hauled. Say hi. Good to see ya. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks.